morning, students.
Good morning, sir.
In the last session, we have discussed about tkinter widgets. In that, we have studied some of the tkinter widgets, like we have studied the button widget, we have studied the widget that is canvas, and we have also studied one more widget that is entry widget. In canvas widget, as we have studied, canvas widget can be used to display graphics on the canvas. It may be some objects or images. In that, we have seen certain methods which are used to display objects, like for a rectangle, for a line, or a circle. These objects can be displayed on canvas by using different methods which are provided by canvas class. In today's session, we will continue our discussion of tkinter widgets, and we will study some more widgets in today's session. Okay, let's start. Okay, the first widget that we will study, that is tkinter frame. So tkinter frame, it is a container, as we have studied a frame in Java as well, which is used to contain other widgets or other components. Even in tkinter widget, the frame widget can contain other widgets. So it is called as a container. The frame widget is very important for the process of grouping and organizing other widgets in somehow friendly way. So this is important because it groups other widgets. It works like a container which is responsible for arranging the positions of other widgets. So on our main container, we can divide our main container into different sections by using frame widget. So frame widget can divide our entire top level frame into separate section. I may say the top section will contain some other widgets on the bottom section and the center section. So like this, I can divide my GUI into separate sections by using frame. Okay, so it uses rectangular areas in the screen to organize the layout and to provide padding of these widgets. A frame can also be used as a foundation class to implement complex widgets. Now the frame, for example, this is my software widget, or this is my software window. This window I can divide into separate sections by using frame. And I said this is my top section, this is my bottom section, and I may have another frame over here. This is my center area. And every frame is going to make some views. I may put a label over here, I may put a text box here, I may put some buttons in the last frame. Because the frames are used as a container which contains other frames or other widgets as well. Now how to create a frame? Here is a simple syntax. Most of the widgets have the same syntax. W, that is the object, is equals to frame in bracket master, that is our top level container reference variable, then the optional parameter which we need to pass. Okay? So let us go through an example here. Okay, look at this example. We are first importing from tkinter import start. This is one more way to import a module in Python. I think in earlier examples we have used import tkinter, right? In earlier example it was import tkinter. In this example, we have used from tkinter import start. The difference is, whenever you use this type of import statement, everything from the module is part of your program. But if you use like import tkinter, the module is included as a separate part in the program, as a separate module. And that is the reason whenever you use some methods, some variables from the module, you have to use a module, that is tkinter.button. tkinter.tk method. If you are using import tkinter, but if you are using from tkinter import star, no need to use the module. Means if I have to use the button, I can directly use button. I can say button. If I want to use tk method, I can say tk directly. No need to say tkinter.tk or tkinter.button. If you use this form, remember this. Okay? And that is the reason why we have created the top level form. Earlier we used to create tkinter.tk, but now what we have done, we have directly called it because it is part of our program. So root tk, it will create a top level window. Then we are creating a frame. Frame is equals to root. We have passed this top level window to it. Frame is created. We have added frame dot tag on the top level. Then we have created one more frame. This is one frame. Second frame is bottom frame. This is created again bottom frame dot tag. Side is equals to bottom. We have added a frame at the bottom of our main frame. Then we are creating some widgets. We have created a button here. And to button, what we are passing here? We are passing frame as a first parameter. Means frame is the parent for button. Frame is the parent for button. We are adding button on the frame, not on the root. We are not adding button on the main window. We are adding button on the frame. That is the reason frame is passed as source of the button. Then the other parameters like text, FG stands for foreground color, that is equals to red. Then we have added the button dot tag, side is left. On the left side we are adding. Then we have created one more button, green button. Button again we are adding it on frame. Means this frame we are adding. So even that button is added and it is added to the left again. We have created blue button as well, and this blue button again it is added on the frame and it is added to the black. Then one more button, that is black button, is created, but this time the black button is added on another frame which we have created here, bottom frame we have added, and it also has some text and foreground. Lastly, the black button is added on the frame, that is black button dot tag, side is bottom, and then we are entering the main loop. So the GUI is this one. Now when you execute this program, okay, let me execute and show it to you what output you will get. Okay. To execute this, we have to open idle. I already have opened idle. So directly execute. Can you see the output? Actually, the two boundaries of the frame are not visible here. If I give a background color to it, it might be visible. But there are two frames. One frame is located here, another frame is located at this point. On one frame we have 3 buttons and another frame we have a single button. So like this we can use frame to organize our GUI. Okay. Okay, this is a full frame. Next is label. tkinter label. Name itself tells you what is label. And we have used label in JavaScript as well. The purpose of using label here in Python is also same. So this widget implements a display box where you can place text or images. The text displayed by this widget can be updated at any time you want. It is generally used to display text and images. And the text which is displayed by using the label can be changed or modified later on. It is also possible to underline part of the text, like to identify a keyboard shortcut and span the text across multiple lines. Even we can underline some text, we can span the text across multiple lines in letters. How to create a label? The syntax again similar. W is equal to label. Again we have to pass master and master. It is the parent method, and options, there are many different options associated. We can pass it. Okay, look at this example, simple example. First, import tkinter, create the main window. After creating main window, we have created a variable here. You can see var is equal to string word. Means this variable is of type string object. You can create a variable like this also. Object type of variable can be created by using this syntax. And we have created var that is equal to string var. This method is used to create string variable. There is one more method called as int var, means integer variable can be created. Okay, so var variable name that is created. Here is the label name. Label, the parent. Then the label will be associated with the variable. I can assign a variable to one label. How that variable is useful? The variable which I associate with the label that variable will store state information of the information which is stored in the label. If you have displayed something on the label, say label displays hello, that hello is stored in the label. If you want to modify the content of a label, if you modify the content of a variable, it will modify the content of a label. That is why this variable, a text variable, it is important. Text variable stores information which is displayed, or the text information which is displayed on the label. So if you want to later on change the text, you can make use of this variable. So this var which is created here amended. Then we have one more attribute, that is relief is equals to raised. That simply it is the appearance of a label. It will be a raised appearance. I'll show you when I execute how it will be. Now look at this line. How we can change the content of a label at runtime. Initially when label is created, there is no text which is assigned to a label. We are not displaying anything. No text is displayed. We are displaying text at this point by using the var which we have assigned. So var dot set, the method is set to display the text, and any text you want to display, you can display the label. Then label dot tag, label itself will display on the parent. Lastly, main loop. Okay, so let me execute this as well. Okay, look at the output. So label is displayed and it is raised. Because the relief attribute is set to raise, that is the reason you can see a raised label. Okay, there is an effect called raised. If I remove that raised, if I remove this attribute, what difference the label you can see? It is not raised, so there is no effect. That is which we have. That is why you can use the parameter raised. Okay? So this is how you can create a label. Next widget is the list box widget. Okay, the name tells you list box. It contains list of items. So you can display list of items by using a list box widget. So the list box widget is used to display a list of items from which the user can select a number of items. So we can display a list from which user can select a number of items. By default, user can select a single item. The syntax is the object name, again the list box, master and options. Same syntax, only the class name changes. Let us go through example. How to create a list box. This example explains us how we can create a list box. Okay. Initially we have imported certain things. If you look at this, we have imported tkinter, we have imported tk message box also. But I think that message box is not required because we haven't used the message box in the program. So even these two import statements are not required. Only one is enough. Twice we have imported tkinter, so that is not required. Only one tkinter is enough for this. Again, create a top level window. First, once the top level window is created, we are creating a list box. So list box, we are passing the top level window, that is the path. And then, when the list box is created, we can add items in the list box. Because list box contains multiple items. How those items can be added? It can be added by using a method that is insert. Name of the list box, the insert. Where in the list box you want to add the item? First, position, what we are adding? Python. Second item, Perl, C, PHP, JSP, Ruby. So like this, we have added 6 different items in the list box. So you can add items in the list box by using insert method. And lastly, you can display the list box on the main menu. Okay? So let us execute again and view the output. We have created a list box with multiple items. And one item is selected from the list. If I want, I can change selected item. I am able to select any item I want from the list box. Okay, so this is the list box. Next is tkinter message. So tkinter message. This widget provides a multi-line, non-editable object. Remember, this is non-editable object that displays text, automatically breaking lines and justifying their content. It also provides automatic breaking, that is wrapping of content and justifying their content. And most importantly, it is non-editable. You cannot make changes in the content. It's functionally, it is very similar to one provided by the label. It is very similar to label widget, except that it can also automatically wrap the text. Wrapping the text, you know about wrapping the text? Wrapping the text. Wrapping the text. Wrapping simply means if I change the size, the text is automatically shifted to the next line. If I again increase the size, it will shift to the original line. So if the size is reduced, automatically this text is adjusted. That is called as wrapping. And that is by message. Maintaining the given or how to create it? Same syntax, master, option. go through an example. Main window is created. Now we are creating a variable. That too again string variable we have created. Then message root comma text variable is equals to var. Relief is equals to raised. Then we are setting the text. var dot set any text you want to. Then label dot tag, it is displayed on the main control. Now the difference between label and the message box is that message box can grab the content. What is the difference between label and message box? Both works in a similar way. In case of label, the content cannot be changed. Cannot be changed in the sense, once the label is displayed, I cannot change the content. At runtime, I cannot change the content on the label by selecting it. I can now delete it by using the keyboard. Even in case of message box, once it is displayed, done. You can again compare it with text box. If I have displayed something in the text box, I can change it. I can delete the content. Like this in the label or message box, it is not allowed. Okay, let us execute. You can see it is similar to the label. Okay, you can see the content, how the content is adjusted, that is very important. You can see how the content is adjusted. If I change the size, the content is again adjusted, but I need to change the size of the message box instead of changing the size of the parent. So this is based on the size of the main widget, that is message box. Again, it is displayed in a raised format. If I remove raised, again flattened format, it will display the message box. Okay, next is tkinter radio button. Radio button widget displays some set of radio buttons from which only one button is selected at a time. The purpose of using radio button is same as we studied it in Java Swingers. So when you want to display multiple items and when user has to select only one from a list, you can go for radio buttons. So radio button or this widget implements multiple choice buttons, which is a way to offer many possible selections to the user and let user choose only one of them. Like for your gender, for gender selection, you can offer radio buttons, male, female. He can select only one from it. If he selects the other one, the first one automatically deselects. So that is the purpose of using radio buttons. In order to implement this functionality, each bit of radio button must be associated with a radio button. When you create radio button, every radio button will have the name of radio button. Data radio button. If you have the same radio button, then you will create in a minimum exclusion. Otherwise, you can select multiple radio buttons. If you want, when you select one button, other to be deselected, then all of them should have single variable. Okay, that we will see in the example. And each of the buttons must symbolize a single value. You can use the text, the tab key to switch from one radio button to another. Okay, syntax remains same, only class changes. Look at this example. So this example, we have first imported the tkinter, then we have one function as well as this. The function is SEL function, and this SEL function, we have the first line, that is selection is equals to you selected the option plus str in bracket var dot get. So str, it is used to convert the type into a string form. So var dot get will give you the value which is stored in var. So what value is stored in var, that I will say. Okay. Then label dot config. This config is used to make changes to the text of a label. Label dot config text is equals to selection. So whatever we have stored in selection, that we are displaying in a label. Now this is the main purpose. These are the two statements included in function window, and these are the statements which are outside the function. Okay, so outside the function, what we have? The loop window. Then here we have created an integer variable or integer object. Int var. var is equals to int var. So this variable is of type integer. Then the radio buttons are created. Main window. Text is equals to option 1. Now variable is equals to var. So we are assigning this var to variable parameter. Then the I is equals to 1. By default, the value of this button is 1. And command is equals to 7. Now command, I told you when I was taking button. Command attribute is used to call a function when user clicks on widget. Command attribute is used to call a function when user clicks left button of your mouse on the widget. So if I click left button of a mouse on the radio button, this R1 radio button, it will call a function that is SCL function. That is this. It will call SCL function. Same way we created the. Okay, then this R1 has been added on the main container. Okay. Then R2 radio button, again text option 2, variable is equals to var. As I said in case of radio button, all the radio buttons in the group have the same variable. That is the reason all of them are having var and var. All of them are having the same variable associated with them. Otherwise, it will not behave in mutually exclusive manner. If I select one, others should get deselected. That will not happen if you assign different variables. Okay, second radio button is created. In the same way, we have created third radio button as well. Then all of them are been added on the container. One label we have created on the main container, and even the label has been added. Okay. So let us execute it. Verify the output. Okay. Look at the GUI. We have displayed 3 radio buttons, and we also have a label, but that label is not visible because that label doesn't have any content. That is the reason it is not displayed. And background color of a label by default it is the same as the container, main container. That is the reason you cannot see it. Now suppose if I click on option 1, what will happen when I click on option 1? If I click on option 1, what will happen? See, we have registered a command with every radio button. Right? Whenever I click on any radio button, it is going to call a function that is SCL function. In the SCL function, what we have done? In the SCL function, we are reading the value from var, which is associated with every radio button. What var stores? var stores information, the value. Okay, let us see. Now you can see what it is displaying. You selected the option 1. So whenever I click on this, we are trying to read VAR. VAR shows which button you have clicked or which radio button you have clicked. We have clicked option button. So it is giving us option 1. If I go to option 2, you can see it is displaying option 2. And one more thing, the first automatically gets deselected. And if I click on the third one, the second gets deselected, third is selected, and it is displaying option 2. So this is how you can make use of radio buttons. Okay, next is the tkinter scale. Now the scale widget is used to display a slider of tkinter scale. The scale widget provides graphical slider object that allows you to select values from a specific scale. By using a scale widget, you can select a value from a specific scale. Like in many applications, to increase the value, the slider is used. You can increase the value, you can decrease the value. Such type of scale or slider will be created by using scale class. The syntax is again similar. Object scale, again arguments, that is master and options. Look at the example now. We have again defined a method SCL. Inside the method we have two values. Before the method I will go to the main programs. We have created a main window. Variable again, variable object is created that is of type double VA. We have seen string VAR, integer VAR. Same way we can have double VAR as well. Then we are creating a scale. Scale, the main window object. Then variable which we have associated, that is VAR. Next, it has been added on the main container. The anchor of it again, the weightage of the main scale, it is center. The center align, the text which is displayed on the scale is center align. That is the anchor is equals to center. Then button, one button we are creating on that, and the button again the root, the text on the button it is get scale value, and the command is scale. Means when I click on button, it is going to call a method that is scale. Then button has been added. Lastly, we have even added a label. Created label, added label. So 3 widgets we have added. One is scale, another is button, and third is label. Now what happens when I click on button? When I click on button, it will call SCL, and in SCL what we have done, selection is equals to value in double processes as it is. Then STR conversion to string, VAR or so VAR it is associated with scale. So it will read the value of scale. It may be 20, 30 or 100. That value it will read, and that is stored in selection. And the same value is displayed on the label at the end. Okay? So let us execute and check. Okay, now you can see we have created scale widget, and we also have a button along with it, and I can change the value of the scale by dragging the slider there. If I drag the slider, the value of a scale is changed. You can see if I take it up, if I take it down, it is increased. And I can get the value by clicking on get scale value. But if I click on get scale value, it will give me the value of that scale. The current value is 68. So it is displaying 16. If I change it and if I press again to get scale, it will give me the current value. Because the current value is stored in a variable var. Remember, we have associated a variable with scale. Variable name is var. So var stores information about the value. What value the scale is having, that information is available in var. If you print var, you will get the value. And that is what we have done in the function SEL. सिर्फ हमने the variable var का value print किया by using a method var.get. It will give us the value of this scale. Understood scale? Okay, with this we will stop in today's session. We will continue with some more widgets in the next class. Thank you.